Well, hey, it's Rob, and looking a little tired here because I worked till 4 in the morning on a TV show this morning. But I came on here to talk about the union in the state of Georgia, specifically my local, and how it works for people considering a career in film and TV who want to move to the Atlanta area. I actually just had lunch with a guy who is doing just that. He wants to move here. He's from here. He wants to move back here and start working in sound. And that's what I do. I do sound for TV shows, films, corporate video shoots, and pretty much anything that I can go out there and either record sound for as a production sound mixer. I bring the sound recording equipment and record basically people talking, dialogue. Or I also work as a microphone boom operator, which means I operate the microphone for another sound mixer, and we work as a team. That's what I did last night. Anyway, so the guy I talked to today knew a little about the union, but didn't really understand how it worked and what the union did. So I'm just going to talk. I'll try to talk just very briefly and explain what the union does, how it works, what they do for me as a film professional in the state of Georgia. And that's what my TED Talk is about today. So the local I belong to is called 479. They service not just the state of Georgia, not just the Atlanta area, but the state of Georgia. And they also, I believe, cover Alabama. And there are two exceptions. Mobile, Alabama has a separate local, and I think Savannah has a separate local. Otherwise, if you are a film craftsperson in the state of Georgia or Alabama, you're going to be in 479 if you work the specific crafts that the union local covers. I don't know exactly all of the crafts that it covers. I know that, for example, camera people have their own union, and script supervisors have their own union. And 479 covers all, of course, the sound people like me, and it covers grips, electricians, covers gaffers and dolly grips, the people that push the camera dolly and the people that lay the dolly track and the people that run cables and set up lights and all those types of jobs that people do. I believe also craft services in our local, people that provide the snacks on set. I think also medics, set medics, people that are there to provide medical aid if need be. I think they are in our union as well. Again, I don't know exactly all of the different crafts. There are props people, there are set dressers, people that move around different set pieces on the set, people, of course, that are in construction, that build sets and all that kind of stuff. I think makeup, hair, all that stuff. I think most of that is covered by my union. I don't want to specifically say all of the jobs because, like I said, I could be wrong. But I just kind of know what I know about my own specific stuff. Anyway, so in general, the local 479 that I'm in of IATSE, IATSE stands for the International Alliance of Stage and Theatrical Employees, and the local is just the organization that oversees this particular area. In this case, most of Georgia and I believe Alabama. And I'm just going to basically explain why it exists, how it works, what they do, that kind of stuff. So, if I am out there working as a sound mixer, or even what I did last night, a microphone boom operator, I could go on my own and do that, and nobody would stop me. Georgia is a right-to-work state. They cannot force you to be in a union or say that you are prohibited from working if you're not in a union. So you could be, and most people, in fact, everybody starts out as a non-union employee, and you would work on smaller shows, smaller jobs, short films, that kind of stuff. Even some of the bigger reality shows are not union signatory, so there are a lot of jobs out there, and I work a lot of these jobs that are not union jobs. But when I got serious about doing this, and I've been doing this for a long time, matter of fact, I was in a union in Los Angeles when I did sound, and then I got out for a bit and Now I'm back here doing sound in Atlanta, but you know, you get to a point where you realize that, I don't want to have to pick up the phone and get a call where they say, hey, we need someone tomorrow for a 3-week job. Are you available? Yes. Are you in the union? Well, no. So I don't want to have to turn down work because I'm a person who is not in the union. That's the first thing. It's just a financial consideration. But I also support what the union does. And, in general, the union is a thing that makes what I do, just being a freelance guy out there trying to get jobs on my own, it makes it seem like an actual career because they provide me with health insurance if I need it, and they provide me with a pension, and they provide me with other benefits. So, it goes from just being like a gig and a thing that I do to being an actual career and having, some sort of stability and career longevity, etc. So, how does it work? Well, when you decide you want to get in the union, I think they have a residency requirement. You can't just move out in 5 minutes, get in. I think you need to be in, the Atlanta area. I think you need to be here for a year and a half and prove that you have roots in the area and that you're here. You're not just going to disappear or whatever. And, I think you need to have been working enough to have met some people who would be willing to vouch for you. I think you need to get a couple people, at least one person who will be your sponsor, which means they'll kind of help you out as you are, joining the local, and, will help you get jobs or kind of vouch for you and say, hey, I'm going to hire this person or whatever. So, and I think you need a couple other people who will just sign off and say, I know this person, I worked with this person, here, there, whatever. It's kind of a catch-22 because you really don't get jobs on union shows until you're in the union, but the union is asking you to have people vouch for you who work on union shows. So it's kind of a gray area, but everyone finds their own way. And eventually, if they're interested in getting in, they pay I believe there's a initiation fee. I transferred from the other union, so I'm not sure what the initiation fee is for a new member. I think it is, at this time in 2023, something like $1,500 or something, but it's a one-time fee. And then you pay dues. The dues here in my local 479 are pretty reasonable, very low actually. They're less than $100 a year or something. So how do they make their money? Well, they take 3% of any of the money I earn on a union show. So if I go off on my own, like I did last weekend, and I worked on some person's short film in their house, obviously they don't take any of my money from that. They have nothing to do with it. But if I go out and work on a major, feature film or TV show for, a big corporation, that is out there making these things, then of course they're going to be a signatory to the union, and the union will take 3% off the top of whatever I make. 3% is not much, and I don't usually feel it or notice that it's happening, so it's really no big deal. I like the way that works in Los Angeles. They didn't take the percentage, at least decades ago when I was in the union there, but they took a lot more in dues. You would spend over $1,000 a year in dues or whatever, and that was kind of a lot to spend. If you weren't working on union shows, you weren't getting anything for your $1,000, so it's a much better setup here in Atlanta, in the Georgia area, with IA 479, which is, again, the local that I am in. So what do they do for me? Well, they do lots of stuff. They do collective bargaining, which means they figure out how much I can make, and they try to get my rates up. They provide me with health insurance, like I said, if I need it. How does it work? Well, the more days you work, every day the company that I work for pays into a bank account, which is part of my union benefit package. And eventually, when my bank account gets big enough, I have enough money that I can pay for health insurance out of that bank account, and then the bank account gets spent down, but you hope that you're doing more union jobs, which means more money goes into it. So as long as you kind of work steadily and you work enough jobs that are involved in the union, you can continue to keep your health benefits. There's also a pension. It's not huge, but again, it's paid into and goes into an account which becomes your pension when you retire, and I'm getting up there, so I'm going to see that pension, sooner than later at this point. Anyway, So those are some of the things that the union does for you. They also require shows that come to town to hold a completion bond, which is a certain amount of money that, like escrow, the union puts it aside, so that if the show folds or disappears, or they go out of business or whatever, they're holding on to a certain amount of money that they can pay the union employees if the show goes belly up or runs out of money themselves or whatever. So they do lots of things like that. They do training at the union where you can learn more about the specific craft you're interested in. They negotiate a lot of things about your working conditions, how many hours a day you can work, how long you can work before you get lunch, how many hours is a turnaround, meaning once I go home, how many hours can it be till I come back, the turnaround on the weekends, how many hours or days can it be if I work till Friday, when can I come back on Monday, that kind of stuff. Lots of other things that I'm probably not even thinking of. But they certainly let you, know about different shows that are in town and things like that. They send you an email. They say, here's who's working on the show. Here's where you send your resume, that kind of stuff. My union is not a hiring hall, which means it is very rare when they will call you directly and say, hey, we've got a job. They've done it, but it's only been at times when it's been very busy in the area and people are calling the union directly and saying, hey, we need these kind of people. Where are they? And then they will reach out or let you know. But for the most part, you find your own jobs, and you find them, of course, by working with other people who are in the union, who bring you on to their crew, that kind of thing. And once you get the union job, then they will provide their support. All right, well, the pollen's getting to me out here. So between the pollen and the lack of sleep, I think I'm going to knock off here. But basically, those are the things that you can look forward to if you join the union here in Atlanta or whatever area you happen to be in and you want to be part of IATSE, which supports the film crews working in your specific locale. All right, signing off for now. Any questions, just leave them in the comments. We'll see you soon. Bye.